Welcome to the Embodied Sounds podcast, where we explore how music and sound add to our collective well-being in mind, body, and spirit. In order to keep this podcast free of advertising, please consider joining our Patreon community. Your support will go towards the creation of this show, as well as original music compositions and recording projects to help us all reduce stress and live a healthier and happier life. Learn more at www.embodiedsounds.com. In this episode, I talked with my friend Milla from her home in France. Marie teaches people how to turn off their mind using sound, yoga, and meditation techniques from all over the world. In this interview, we hear about her travels to Nepal, both on a personal journey and as an international group leader. She also describes her journey to finding a practice that helped her balance her life after years of living and working in Paris. For anyone curious to learn more about how to make a big change in your life and start a soul-driven business, I highly recommend this episode. Hello, Marie. Welcome.
Hi, Josh. Namaste.
Namaste. And where are you calling in from today?
I am in the forest in my house, which is not really far from Paris in France.
Amazing. Well, we're happy to have you. You know, we are a platform and a community of sound enthusiasts, and you have really been on a journey for a long time using music and sound as a way to feel better in your own experience and sharing that with others. And I'm curious if you would tell us a bit about your journey and what got you interested to pursue this in life.
Yeah. Wow. So I need to go back like maybe 7 years ago. I'm going to try to make it short because it was a quite long journey until today. But okay, how to make it short? I had to change my life. It's just like I was in a very different life before. I was running my own company, a marketing company, and I felt that something was wrong in my life. Like there was no sense in what I was doing every day. I just felt that I had lost the motivation, my inner motivation, and something was wrong. And I decided to sell my company. And I just found myself traveling. I quit my flat, I sold my car, everything. And I went for a long journey. Like at the beginning, it was meant to be 2 weeks of trekking in Nepal, and the journey got transformed in 1.5 year traveling, and a little bit longer afterwards. So yeah, I discovered sounds first in Nepal, and I had some time there. I decided not to go back to Paris after this trek, which was meant to last 2 weeks. And I didn't take my plane back home. I left there, and I found myself to sound healing training with a sound master, a Nepali sound master. And there I just realized that I could heal people and I could help people with sound, which was like a big discovery. It was like a couple of years before. And at this time in France, we never heard about sound healing or Tibetan bowls or stuff like that. You know, just I had never seen a Tibetan bowl before. It was like the first time I saw them. I could touch them and I could use them to heal people. And I just discovered like a huge universe. And it was just like, wow, this is beautiful. I can heal people. I can help people with sound. So it was a crazy discovery in my life. But at this time, I wasn't ready to imagine that this could be a job, like my everyday activity. For me, it was not an activity. Like, it was not possible that this could be my job one day. So I just kept it, in my head, in my heart, and in my luggage. And I first bought my first Tibetan bowls, and then I went on a journey in different countries, in India, in Bali, and other countries. And in each country, I could discover different practices with sounds, and I realized that wherever in the world sounds could help people. Either it was during a sound bath, either it was singing, it was even with dancing, which is a different way to use sound, but dancing can be very healing also. So I just explore. I spent a lot of time just exploring things, exploring sounds, meeting a lot of people, experiencing things, and and I just realized that it was so deep, and so quite soon people asked me um, to offer them healing sessions with sound. And so I didn't really choose myself to do it. It was just like people asking me for healing sessions. So I remember the first sessions, the very first one was in Nepal, and after it was in India. And I started in India just offering healing sessions, and there the impossible happened. Like, some people who had old traumas, or some people who had blocks, or like energetic, or even in the mind, or a lot of things happened. And I just realized the power of sound, that it was so powerful, and I could not do anything else but saying I need to do that, and to bring all this knowledge and all this um, magic, because sometimes it just appears to be magic. I need to bring it back to my country, and I need to make it known by people, and to offer that in my country. So I decided to go back after a while, even if I'm still traveling a little bit, because I have a nomadic soul. But so it's been a beautiful journey, and I have a lot of example if you want to go a little bit deeper in things that happened. But a lot of very impressive experiences. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for sharing your personal journey and the vulnerability and the courage that is required to really step into that place. I always like to know what each of our personal stories are for what inspires us to do what we do. And I just love how you were able to take that leap from a life that wasn't working in Paris, as you mentioned, running a company and completely changing your life, which is something that many people maybe think about doing, but don't necessarily get the chance to do. So I applaud you for taking that bold leap and also know what that feels like. So congratulations.
It's just that I had no choice. To be really frank, it's just like I had a burnout, like I burnt out, like from my job and everything. I was just like no energy to go on that way, like marketing way anymore. It was just like impossible. I could not do anything else. It was, but changing. Just I really feel that these burnouts really put me on the right way for me. I felt that I was walking on the wrong way, or I mean, the way which was not suitable for me, and something had to happen to help me just to realign my path and my way. And so I don't really feel proud or anything about that. Just like I had no choice, and I just flowed into what the universe wanted me to do in my life, in my everyday life. Okay, just tell me, what is my energy useful for? Okay, just tell me what I have to do. And just things happened. And I didn't have to think about it. It's just like I just flowed, like I went into the flow, like into a river, and just allowed myself to flow. And yeah, yeah, this
Beautiful.
happened in a beautiful way. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Um, Maybe could you tell us a bit about your first experience with sound as a way to feel better in your body? What was that like?
I will give you two answers, like two experiences. One which um, which shows how unbalanced and unaligned I was at this time. And sound really opened my eyes, and it really helped me to dive into myself and to realize how unaligned I was. That was in Bali, and I was receiving my first sound bath. So I was lying down on the floor in a huge yoga shala with a lot of people around, and the musicians, the sound healers, started to play instruments. I don't really remember which instruments it was, but what I can really remember was that is that um, I felt really, really bad into myself while lying down with the sound coming into my cells, and everything just showed me that how moving it was inside me energetically. I could not just lie down and allow myself to relax because it was very strong, and I had to sit like that. I could not just lay down and relax, and I felt the sound just moving me, like from the inside and outside and everything. I just felt like I was in a kind of storm or something. And at this time, I realized how moving it was inside myself, because of the sound. And a couple of days after, I was in Bali, and I was still in Bali, and I was doing a yoga teacher training. And one of the teachers, she was offering us Bija mantra chanting session. Like Lam, Ram, Vam, Yam, Ham, the Bija mantras, which are the root mantras for each chakra. And then she started to play on the harmonium and to sing. And we were all singing. And I sung like until the fourth chakra, like the heart chakra. And when I sung the fourth chakra, I just felt all the chakras above moving into myself. Like, it was super crazy, but I could feel like it was more than the energy, it felt physically moving. I could feel the energy moving in all my chakras, like first, second, third, and fourth chakras, like moving, really moving physically. It was super crazy. And then after the fourth, we went on like singing the old bija mantras, and I could feel all the chakras moving, even the crown chakra under my head, which is not in on the body. And I could feel like my 7 chakras moving inside me continuously, uh, even physically. Was really weird. And at this time, I really understood what a chakra is. And it was not like a weird concept. It just appeared to be more concrete into my body. I could really feel the 7 chakras turning. When I say moving, it was like turning. Really, I could feel like that kind of energy in each point of energy. And at this very moment, I realized how the sound, and especially the inner sound, the sound you sing, can help you to connect to your inner energy and to align your inner energy. And with this mantra singing, I really felt that the sound, I was expressing myself with my throat and the sound of people around me, all those vibrations were helping me to realign my energy, my inner energy. So it was two experiences like very close one to each other, really helped me to understand in inner point of view how sounds can affect the energy and how sound can make it flow, and trigger the energy inside. You know, it was really, really obvious. But I have a lot of experiences like that. So it's the two experiences that just came like that. But I have many experiences about that. And yeah, you know, just this is an experiment that anyone can do, even without any sound healing or something. Just talking about music. Did you notice how a piece of music can make you super happy, or even or the opposite, super sad? And the impact of the music on your inner energy. And yeah, this is just crazy when you think about it. Just like, wow, something that you don't touch, you cannot touch it. You don't see it, you can't touch it, but it has so big effect on your enthusiasm, or your state of mind, or it's just like, wow. Yeah, just I'm still amazed about all of it, because just like so crazy. Yeah.
I feel like I'm right there with you. You know, you paint the scene so beautifully. I can picture a sound bath in Bali and lying and just kind of experiencing all of these very new sounds for the first time. It's quite a moment, and you know, a lot of our listeners are maybe new to the practice of sound as a meditative tool or a healing tool, therapeutic tool, and yeah, it's nice to share what that was like for you. So I guess my next question is touching on something you said before, the magic of these experiences, and if if you could describe what you were referring to there, um, is there a mystical element that you work with in the sessions that now you're offering with others that that does have a bit of magic to it? And I'm curious to hear more about that.
About the magic, you mean?
Yeah, about the magic and kind of what you mean by that.
Okay. When I say I am a quite rational, is it okay in English? Rational person,
Yes.
like grounded and down to earth, and also like really connected there. So like both, but um and I tend to try to explain things almost, I mean, I have like this kind of mind who really wants to understand and think, but I allow myself not trying to try to understand everything, like even if there is things I can explain, but this is magic, and on the other side it's not that magic because it just makes sense. Just like, sound is something you cannot see, you cannot touch, but you can feel it. Just put your hand on a big speaker, like a bass speaker. You will feel the vibration into your cell, into your body. If you go to a concert with a super big bass speaker, so this is the same with the instruments we use. Like I use Tibetan bowls, I use gongs, I use a drum. I use like a huge range of instruments. I'm crazy about sounds. I just love them all. So everything that I can get, I can buy, I just buy it. So I have a huge collection of sounds because all of them have an interest. All of them have an interest for people to trigger something. So I'm still very, I mean, I think that the magic is in how amazing it is, and I'm still amazed. Like anytime I do a one-to-one session or anytime I do a group sound healing session, so a lot of things happens, and I'm still amazed because it's just like so beautiful. I had a lot of manifestations that I could not really explain, even if I have a little idea about it. But I'm going to give example, okay? So it's going to be more clear, maybe. I had some people regularly who have trances, like body trances. The body just moving. They're lying on the floor, and the body just wants to move. I have a lot of people, sometimes they sing, they are lying down and a song is coming, like, whoa, coming from nowhere, just like super crazy. I had a girl, she was doing mudras with her hands during a sound bath session. She was doing like, you know, mudras, like the little move you do with your fingers, with the different elements. And she was doing that in the air, like unconsciously, was not like directed by her mind. She did that twice. And after one of the sound bath, I asked her, where did you learn all this? It was so beautiful. It was like a dancing ballet of mudras in the air you were doing. It was so beautiful. And she told me, I even never had a yoga class. I've never learned mudras. I've never learned yoga. I've never learned all this. Never, never. And she told me, just like came like that. My fingers and arms were doing things. I was not controlling anything. It was just like coming naturally. So I just let it go and let it be. So, and things like that, I have like many. I had in Paris a sound bath. I had a woman it was her first sound bath. She was coming with a friend of hers, first one. And I promise you, she was a mother of 3 and she was like grounded. And during the sound bath, she had, I was playing the drum, and she sang like a wolf. It was just like a wolf noise, like super beautiful. And I was playing with the drum. It was beautiful, and people around, they felt that it was in the show, you know, like that. But I wasn't doing this. She was on the floor, and that was beautiful. At the end, she just came and say, Marie, I just want to say thank you. It was just like, wow, I had an amazing experience. I was with this wolf. It was a female wolf, and she was white, and she was so nice and cute, and I felt very well. I got a lot of answers, and you know, so yeah. So this is small examples of magical things. I cannot really explain them all. And even if my mind just wants to know, and I just let go on this because I know that, yeah, this is beautiful. I have another example. It was Belgium. There were 60 people in the room. I was at the end of the sound bath. One of the girls, she told me, Marie, thank you so much. I had to make a decision for three months. I was turning everything in my mind. I couldn't make this decision. And during the sound bath, the answer just popped up clearly, and the light just has been light on. You know, just like, I have the answer. I know what to do. She was thinking of it for a long time. So her mind just, this, what I say to people when they ask me what I do, I say to them that I answer that I switch their mind off. And this is what happened for this girl. She just switched her mind off. And as we have all the answers inside in our cells, the answer just popped up, because this filter never helps to have the right answer. So when the mind is switched off, the right answer just pops up. And sometimes we just need to let things come naturally. And so yeah, I had a woman, she found back the sense of the smell. She had lost the smell when she was 16. She came to a 1 week training with me in the southwest of France, Basque Country. She left after 1 week. She was at this time 48, like 32 years without smelling anything. At the end of the training, she went to take her flight back home. And when she was next to the plane, she could smell the gasoil. And she said, wow, I smell again. Okay, it's horrible smell, but I smell again, and she found it back. And she still can smell now after 32 years without smelling anything. And during this week, when in my training, I just make people sing, dance, and use the Tibetan bowl. And we go walking in nature also. I work with nature a lot. And she was using the Tibetan bowl like for 1 week. And after that, everything has been unblocked and she found the smell back. She didn't come for that, especially. She just came for herself to learn something new. And she came back with a lot of things in her pockets, and with the sense of the smell, she found it back. So yeah, this is just incredible.
Wow, what a story. Oh
Yeah.
my. So much great wisdom in there. I love how you say when someone asks what do, you turn this off. What a beautiful answer and what a simple answer. That is so necessary. Where have some of the places been that have been so powerful for you on your journey? Maybe if you could tell us about some of your travels and the people and the locations that you've been able to experience firsthand. What has really stood out over the years?
So first, I would say it is the Nepali people. For like, I have to. It's not I have to. I just say thank you to Nepal. Like maybe not every day of my life, but almost every day of my life. Just say thank you to this country, because there I found everything that makes my practice today. I found sounds, and I found silence also, because I did a lot of silence meditation in monasteries there. I I found the mountain, walking, trekking in the mountains, and I found Buddhism. All of this is what I use for my personal practice today, and what I share with people. So I have to say thank you to Nepal, because this country and the Nepali people just brought me so much. And what we cannot measure, they brought me a lot of love, which is the most beautiful gift I had in my journey. It was love. The first time I met this love, and when I say love, it's not romantic affair or thing. It's just like unconditional love. This love that people can exchange, give you or receive without any condition. And in this country, I just felt a population of people who are into this energy of love. They are love. So this is what I understood and what I learned first. The first thing I learned was love. And this is the energy of love I use for my healing sessions. So really this travel, and I went back to Nepal like 6 or 7 times afterwards because I'm just in love with this country. But the very big teaching I had was love. And this is thanks to Nepali people. And then what I learned also was sound healing tools with a Nepali people, Nepali man. And then I learned silence, which for me, silence is the same as sound healing. I mean, I feel that I help people to disconnect the mind, but I help people to go to on the path of silence also, like a deep inner silence. And I guide people to silence with sound. It appears to be a little bit like schizophrenic, maybe, but this is what I understood and what I could feel. Just like I drive people into, and I fill people with sound. So then all their cell is full of sound. And the most important part of my sound healing and sound bath sessions is the end, when everything stops and when there is no music at all. This is the most important moment of the sound healing sessions. So I discovered the power of silence with Vipassana and Buddhist retreats. I did both, and I really understood the power of silence. This is in this silence that you can listen to your heart and listen to your soul. Because if there is too much noise here, you will not be able to listen and to hear the sound of your heart and your soul. So I switch it off and I just fill the mind of silence and space. So then people, they just can hear what's there and the answer is there. So this is what I learned, and I learned that in Nepal first. And I learned the power of nature also, and how much we need nature to heal. We need to be connected to nature. We are nature. So I understood there in Nepal that we are nature. And then with that, I've naturally went into a technique of sound healing in which I send the vibrations of all the elements of nature to people with different instruments. So I bring the energy of the earth with the drum or other bass like instruments. I bring the energy of water, handpan, ocean drum, rain stick, water or whatever. I bring the energy of fire, like powerful gongs or harmoniums, or like powerful African things, like which will remind the sound of fire. I bring the energy of air with the flutes, and also the guitar or harp or instruments that you can play with your finger, like the arms. Energetically, this is the same level as the heart. Like fingers, this is the hand. This is the hand that help, the hand that repair, that give, that cuddle, the hands that you can give to someone to help the other. So the hand is very important. So in energetically, the sound of guitar and harp and everything is something you can play with the tips of your fingers. And then I use the sound with the voice. I use like more etheric instruments, like little kinds, for the third chakra, the third eye chakra. And silence for the crown chakra. So for each chakras, I will use a different instrument, and that will bring the energy of nature that people need. We all need all the energies and all the vibrations of all the elements. So this is something I understood in the mountains, especially. And I was looking for grounding, I was looking for earth, and opening the heart. And this is what I found in the mountain. You have the earth and you have the air. This is both elements, and the chakras, they work like by pairs, like roots and hearts. So this is what I first found in Nepal. And after, in my other travels, I could find the other elements and other instruments and other vibrations and stuff. So yeah, so I would say Nepal offered me so many experiences that really that made me so full of nice vibrations and nice experiences and wonderful experiences to share to people afterwards. So yeah, I would say Nepal, definitely. And yeah, and many other countries also, but Nepal was the one.
Wow. Great story. I've enjoyed watching so many of your postings and sharings on your retreats to Nepal. Hopefully, after this pandemic passes us through, you'll be able to do more of that and continue taking people from around the world to have these mystical experiences up in the Himalayas. I know that's very dear to you. What are some of the sounds that you love and the instruments that you love to play? If you'd like to play anything for us, that would be great. Otherwise, you can just express through words.
Wow, it's a big question. I love sounds. Like I love all kinds of sounds. Like I am fond of sounds, and I find all sounds interesting, and they all bring me a lot of things. Even the noise of a plane, this could be transformed into a sound bath for me, because I just received the sound of it, and just I learned. I don't know, I didn't learn it with my mind, but this is natural practice now. Just like that, I breathe into it. I breathe into the sound, and it just helps me to come and get out, come in and get out. So it's just like a cleaning sound. So all sounds are interesting, and all sounds are cleaning and sound healers for me. So yeah, this is for sounds. And about music, I love all kind of music. I have a preference for I love jazz music. Jazz music really makes me crazy. Just like there is some kind of jazz, I don't know, I really love the group EST. I don't know if you know it, and it's like a modern kind of jazz. And so many different kinds of jazz, and there are many different jazz. I love classical music. I love electronic music also. I used to be a crazy party woman before in Paris. So I used to dance on the dance floor and on the bar, and drinking a lot and smoking a lot and all this stuff. And so yeah, my culture, the first musical culture was like more dancing music. So, and I still love it. I'm very, how do you say, loyal to things. I don't know. So I still love electronic music. And I love everything, all kinds of music. And yeah, I love mantras for sure. And improvisation. What I discovered is the power of voice and spontaneous singing, which is so powerful energetically, just like wow. It's when I need to heal myself or to clean myself, I sing or I go to nature, and sometimes I do both at the same time, and just like everything flows and I feel cleaned afterwards. And singing, it's super super powerful for to be healthy and to feel good. So yeah, spontaneous singing. So yeah, and about instruments, I love them all. So instruments, yeah, I play different instruments, but it's just intuitive instruments. I don't know. I feel that for me, what's good is just a fusion with my instruments, just understand how it sounds and how I can make something live from the instruments. So I've never learned music with my head. You know, yeah, I can read like a partition, but this is not the way I feel like, and I'm happy to create. I just flow with the instruments, and I yeah, without my mind or my head. So I started guitar like a couple of months ago, and it's very funny because I started a long time ago when I was maybe 14 or 15, and I had to learn. You know, it was just like a very classical method of learning, and I could not spend my put my attention on learning the notes and all this. It was not for me, and I came back to guitar like a long time after, and now it's just like natural, just like I take the guitar and I do some chords and the voice comes naturally, and things are just flowing like that, not putting too much mind. So it's the same with handpan and all the instruments I use. It's like the flutes also. It's just like the vibration just coming through from the heart. You know, like the breath, and you know, just without thinking or reading a partition or something, just like naturally coming and flowing from my heart. So if I blow into a flute or if I play the guitar, it's just the energy coming from my heart to the other heart, from heart to heart, without flowing by the mind. So it's just intuitive things I play. And yeah.
Amazing, amazing. And where shall we go to listen?
Yeah, so you can find my artist profile and 4 sound healing albums on all the music platforms like Spotify or Deezer. Deezer is in Europe, I think, but Spotify and YouTube Music, Apple also, and you will find the 4 sound healing albums. And in March, we're gonna re-edit. It's not me, it's Sony Music. They will re-edit the albums. We're gonna separate the yoga nidras, which are in French, and separate the yoga nidras from the sound, because there is 1 1 1 1. So there is in March re-edition with only music on the side and only nidras on the other side. So which is maybe better for international people, like not French-speaking people. You will be able to listen to the sounds and the sound healing sessions and not having the voice in French in the middle. So it's going to be better. And in March, we are 26th of March. We are launching a wonderful electro sound healing album. Yeah, which is, I really love it. It's a co-creation and 11 French and American by the way, artists, they worked on the acoustic music sessions from the first albums, and they remixed the sessions, and they made a more mainstream or more easy to listen music session. So you will not have to lay down on your bed for 1 hour to benefit from it, but you can listen to it like doing your washing or doing, I don't know, or driving, or so yeah, and I'm very, very happy of this album because it's very nice, and they got a lot of creativity, and it's yeah, it's a very, very nice album, I feel. But and very talented people worked on it, like French and American musicians. So yeah, the result is very nice. You will tell me.
I can't wait to hear it, and we will put all the links to the notes and the links to your pages in the show notes, so you can find that very easily down below. Milla on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube Music. So, is there anything else you would like to share before we close today's conversation?
um yeah, just I encourage anyone, if you're listening to until the end of this podcast, or until the end of this video on YouTube, if you have listened until now, it means that you are interested into sound. So I just want to tell you, welcome in the beautiful world of sound, and just congratulations, because I really feel that sound is we are entering into the, how do you say in English, the era of sound, like a huge period of time in which sound will be the best tool to help people to come into their inner self and to heal. For a couple of decades, we've been into the viewing and seeing era of a period of time. Everything has to be beautiful. Everything, we had to read at beautiful magazines and to buy a lot of things in the shops and everything. Everything was about seeing things. And now things are going to be about more hearing people one to each other. Because have you noticed that sometimes you are in a dinner or some in the city, and people, they are not even listening to each other. They talk. It's just like people talking, but nobody to listen. So sound and sound healing helps people to come back into a more yin energy of listening to the other and listening to yourself, your inner self. And for me, this movement of more yin energy with sound is really something we do need in this humanity right now. Just sitting, being able to stay still and listen, close the eye and go inside and listen. And I know that sound is the best tool for that. So yeah, just congratulations to all of you who listened until now. Um, and I just wish you a very happy path with sounds, and it will be very happy because he will help you to find yourself and heal. So yeah. And thank you, Josh, for inviting me for this talk. It was very a pleasure to see you again after all those years. We crossed path in with sounds, and yeah, I'm very happy to see your own path also, and to be able to share with you right now. And yeah, that's beautiful to stay connected. And sound lovers everywhere in the world, and I find your project very beautiful. So thank you for initiating that. Yeah.
Thank you, Marie. It's always a pleasure to talk to you and see you again. Happy to have gotten to connect, and thank you everyone for listening and for watching. If you have made it this far through, you must really love sound. So thank you for your time, and we look forward to keeping you posted on the Embodied Sounds email list, and soon to be launching a community of digital wellness sound enthusiasts. So you can check out more of our work there at embodiedsounds.com, and also Marie's work at mariemilla.com. And thank you very much for watching or listening. Bye.
Namaste.